Welcome back to another Armchair Author Chats. I'm your host, Rita Salina, actress, author, lifestyle content creator, and your shopping bestie who loves authors like all the live long day. Oh my goodness. I love you guys. I am so blessed and I feel so lucky to be able to share with you all this juicy info from your favorite indie authors and the like. They are amazing. And today's guest is no different. Sam Wicker is a small towner married to a loving and most supportive husband ever. And so true, so true. And they have a fur baby named Kona. She's always wanted to write stories full of romance, real people doing fantastical things, and animals that awe. Sam hopes her stories inspire those suffering from anxiety and gives all her readers a place to escape to. Let's bring her on. Romantasy, fantasy romance, romantic comedy fantasy, dark romantic comedy fantasy author, Sam Wicker. Hello, my beautiful friend. How are you?
All right. How are you?
I am good. I cannot complain. We were laughing backstage about this.
Right.
We don't want to be crying under our desk. That's the goal, friends.
Right.
So, Sam, let's tell our audience a little bit about yourself so that you can introduce and let them know what you're all about right at the top.
All right. Well, I have a channel here on YouTube. It's under WriterSamWicker. That is my username across most platforms. And I do live streams, productivity streams, about 5 days a week. Yeah, I'm here to support other authors and writers. And I love writing fantasy and romance. And I love sharing my characters with people and just sharing the journey here on YouTube and Instagram with Kona about making my books.
I'm always so joyful when I see Kona in the background, just kind of like side eyeing you, maybe more than anything else.
She does. She so does.
So let's hop into a couple questions and deep dive a little bit. So, welcome to the armchair. Let's get your book pitch, but do it like you're talking to your best friend who hates spoilers. And I want our friends to hear about the book that you most recently, I believe this is your most recent, My Husband Wants to Keep Me Pristine.
I actually have it right here. So this is actually my favorite book that I've written so far just because it is so funny. Verson is the main character and she wants her husband. He wants her, but he thinks that she deserves better. So she starts these shenanigans along with like his besties to try to chase her husband down and get into his pants.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. That is so good. So, what's the most chaotic way? Because this is a great story. What's the most chaotic way this story came to you? In a dream, a shower thought, a total accident, maybe real life?
It was totally an accident, and yeah. So we were watching, my husband and I were watching My Lady Jane. And for some odd reason, while I was watching this show, I was thinking about The Princess Bride, and Robin Hood Men in Tights kind of slid in there, and I'm like, this would be an awesome book.
Are you kidding? Absolutely, 1,000 times yes. Am I the only one when you mentioned Men in Tights, that movie thinks of oh, what's the main actor? I can picture his darling
Carrie
face.
Elwes.
Carrie Elways. Yeah, and he's like behind that curtain and he's like, we're men. We're men. Okay, I digress. Sorry.
Yeah. That's pretty much My Husband Wants to Keep Me Pristine and the sequels.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so be honest. Which character would you never want to get stuck in an elevator with, and why?
So the character from this series that I do not want to get stuck anywhere with is Bertrand. He is one of the older characters, and he makes everything into a training session. And his training is he's going to bring you to the brink of death, give you some water, and start you over again. So yeah, no, not him.
I concur. I'm gonna run where you run. Writers are a quirky bunch. What's your most embarrassing or ridiculous writing habit?
So I think this is entirely ridiculous, and I'm trying to do better. But I totally forget to eat. And I will get the shakes or I will get a headache, and it takes me a while to figure out why I'm shaking or why I have a headache because my brain is still focused on writing or editing or whatever. So yeah, it's ridiculous and it's kind of embarrassing because it takes me so long to figure out why I'm feeling kind of sickly.
It's like you've literally self-inflicted this, and then you're like, "What is happening? I don't understand why I don't feel good. I don't get it."
Exactly.
I do the same thing, and my husband will go, "Have you eaten yet?" No, no. Oh,
Hence a lot of Kona's side eyes too. Hey mom, it's time to go outside. Have you ate?
see, Kona knows too, though. Kona knows too. Oh goodness. Did your book ever completely betray you? A plot twist, a character rebellion, or a deadline disaster?
Sequels. Every single one of my books, but two, have turned into sequels or trilogies or something. And this one was supposed to be a funny little standalone, but then came three more books and a side story. So yeah.
That's a good problem to have. I think that's a good plot twist to your like dismay or joy. I would say joyful because there's more to tell there. It just couldn't
Exactly.
stay contained.
Right. The characters like me now.
So, what's one moment on your publishing journey that made you think, "Oh no," or "Oh yes"?
So I mentioned the oh no before with the sequels because that's my automatic reaction. Why? But the yes moment is when I first got feedback on My Husband Wants to Keep Me Pristine. Everybody loved it that read it, and they said that they laughed out loud. So that moment was okay, I'm doing something right.
Oh, I love that. Absolutely. That's the best. So writer's block can sometimes happen, and there's we get mixed answers on here because some of us writers, we just don't believe in it, or maybe it just happens on occasion, or we actually believe it could be called writer's block, but we don't, we might find a way to word it differently or get stuck, right? So if writer's block happens or doesn't happen in general for you, what's your guilty pleasure distraction when the words just won't come?
So I have to have something physical or tangible created for me to think, I guess, get back in the mindset of creating. So crocheting and doing puzzles and recently doing diamond paintings as well. It just helps me get back into creating something and knowing that I can finish it.
I love that. It gives the brain like a break a little bit, but it's still creative. Still creative,
Yeah,
just a different creativity.
yeah.
Awesome.
Got to keep your hands moving.
Absolutely. Idle hands, friends. Idle hands. No idle hands. Let's play producer. If your book had a trailer, what's the opening scene?
I would love to see it be the actual wedding scene, like them getting to the wedding. Verson waiting on Regis to arrive because he was late, and Regis arriving there. And I would love their inner thoughts being like a narrative overall because Regis is like, I gotta get out of this, and Verson is thinking, oh, he's gonna be ugly.
I can picture that too. So, what's the weirdest or most unexpected feedback you've gotten from a reader?
uh, So my huge epic fantasy over here, I'm No Hero. Somebody read it and told me that it had too many characters. Now, it's a found family, sword and sorcery epic, but it has too many characters.
Sounds like it wasn't really their genre. I'm gonna say, yeah, like wasn't. Yeah, don't listen to them. I think you had a perfect amount. Don't listen to them. If you could mash up your story with any other author's universe, whose world would collide with yours?
So I would love for My Husband Wants to Keep Me Pristine, like a famous author would be Jane Austen. I think that these characters would totally tear up that world. But as far as like indie authors, I would love for these characters to get into Rachel D. Adams's and Dawn McKellen's world, because I think that the world would end probably with them partnering up.
And if you guys don't know, Rachel D. Adams and Dawn, they are amazing storytellers. And I know exactly the world you're talking about, and you are so spot on. So let's say you're hosting a chaotic dinner party with 3 of your characters. What's on the menu, and who flips the table first?
So with these 3 characters, I would love for it to be Regis, Harry, and Fedwick, because their chemistry is just hilarious. Um, and it would all be meat because the boys need their protein. And more than likely, it would be Regis flipping the table first because Harry and Fedwick would be annoying him too much.
I love it.
Yes, very much so.
So looking back, I think that'd be I want to be a fly on the wall. So looking back, what's the worst writing advice you've ever gotten, and how did you ignore it?
The worst writing advice I've ever gotten is that you have to write every day. I don't know who can do that. I mean, I know some famous authors, probably Neil Gaiman, Stephen King, whoever, but I just can't do that. You have to refill the well at some point in time. You have to take vacations. That's the reason why vacations are there. So yeah, and sometimes you have to edit. You have to format. I mean, there's a lot more to being an author than just putting words on the table, on the paper.
I agree with that 100%. I think when I'm working on a book, I will take that. I try to do it in the 30 days. That's usually my goal. And I will write every day during those 30 days. But sometimes it might take me 60 days, maybe 90 days. But I would definitely agree with you for that rest of the year. I'm probably not writing every day, if at all. And it's more copy for
Yes.
social media or editing or all those other things. Right. I love that. I love that. Which book from your childhood still lives rent free in your head and maybe inspired you more than you realize?
So probably King of the Wind. I can't recall the author's name right now, but it's about a Arabian horse and a boy. And I read that when I was like 9, and I shouldn't have read that when I was 9, along with The Hobbit. So yeah, those 2 definitely have influenced me because that started my absolute adoration for horses, other than like Black Beauty, the movie kind of thing. But yeah.
Oh, great answer. So looking back, oh, before we wrap, I almost went back to a repeat question. What project are you working on right now that you're secretly, or not so secretly, obsessed with?
So I am still in this universe, and I am currently waiting on feedback for the second book in this series. My Husband Wants to Keep Me Dominant. And while I'm waiting on that, I am working on edits for the third book, My Husband Wants to Keep Me Gay, because I am totally obsessed with this universe and all these characters.
Oh, I'm excited about that. See, I'm reading book 1, and now there's 2 more coming. Yes.
Yep. Hopefully by the end of this year.
Yeah. Well, I'm always peeping on your stream, so I know I'm going to know. I'm in on it. I'm in. If your writing voice had a catchphrase, what would it be? A couple bonus questions, and I promise I'll let you read.
So I've thought about this for a few days now, or a couple of days, I don't know. And I still don't know. So that's going to be my catchphrase. I don't know.
I will take it. I will take it. I wonder how many I don't knows we're going to have to get. I want to start keeping a tally because this is a good question, right? It really makes us think. I don't even think I have an answer to this question. Which fictional character would you most want to share a bottle of wine or coffee or whatever drink you choose with?
It would probably definitely be coffee. If I'm going from My Husband Wants to Keep Me Pristine again, it would definitely be Harry. Just because he has such a really horrible past, but he's turned into this comedic ball of energy that is just impressive to me, even as his writer. So I think he would be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, that's great. If your antagonists had their own spin-off, what genre would it be? Rom-com, horror, reality TV?
So Regis, I'm counting him as the antagonist because he's the one that says no. His would probably be like gore, sword and sorcery kind of thing because all he thinks that he's good at is war. That's it. So yeah.
It's what I'm good at. It's who I am. It's all about that. That's all I got. Oh, that's good though. So would you rather your book becomes a bestseller but gets a terrible movie deal, or a cult classic with the perfect adaptation? I feel like there's pros and cons both sides of this, to be fair.
Yes. Yeah. I would definitely go cult classic because cult classics, they last. And that to me would be a legacy. So I would definitely go with cult classic.
Good answer. Good answer. And let's see. If your book had an end credits song, what's playing as the screen fades to black?
So I asked my husband this, and he was like, "It's not a song; it's a sound effect." And I'm like, "I'm not going to say that." But the whole,
I love the hub's help though.
yeah, but it's the whole like Benny Hinn song, like the clown car song. That would be it. Yakety Yak. That's the name of it.
The yakety yak. Go.
Yes, because they're just chaos. The whole cast is chaos.
It's my favorite kind of cast. It's the best. It's the most fun to chomp and read. I'm just saying. That's my personal preference, I guess. Thank you so much, Sam, for being here. I appreciate you so much. You are lovely.
Thank you for having me on here.
Of course. Anytime. I would love to have you back, of course. And would you mind telling our audience where we could find you and buy your books, connect with you on social media?
Okay. So you can find me everywhere on YouTube, especially because I'm very, very active on YouTube at WriterSamWicker and at Instagram as well. And you can buy my books. I have links always on every single one of my videos. And yeah, I have links in my bios on my social media as well as under the little link tree, so you can find my books there.
Perfect. And then what we're going to do is have all the links just mentioned in the description below for you guys to click fairly easily, as well as in the pinned comments and in the show notes for the podcast after we wrap today. So thank you so much for being here, Sam Wicker. I enjoy your company so much.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
And we'll see you guys very soon on another episode. Bye.